What is going on? Yo, I got some weird dude walking like, oh, honey. He is strutting it, y'all. I can't with people. I can't. Honey, he's got some sugar in his tank. Okay, it's on full. He comes strutting around the truck. I couldn't even think or speak or anything. I was just like, what is this dude doing? I had to just stop and watch because, y'all, I've been working for tomorrow's video. And then I'm like, let me check out the world because I've been so busy with my nose deep in a book that I was like, what's going on in the world? I haven't even looked at the world for like 3 days, which is a long time for me. Yo, people are out here losing their minds. What's new? Nothing much. Nothing much. Same stuff, different day. People shooting and killing each other. Need to learn to hug, not fight. Don't fight. You need to hug each other. Love each other. I mean, only willing people. Don't just walk up to people hugging people. Be like, Brooke said to just hug people. So I did. And now I'm in jail. Now I'm in jail. Because I took her ass. Okay, so first of all, I think we have some small town drama going on, first of all. There's a judge that was shot and killed this weekend. Actually, Friday. First of all, can I just say that I don't really like to look at people and judge people, but can I just say that his judge picture, like his professional judge picture, when they graduate, they all get their robe and they do professional photos where they're all like prim and proper, and he looks creepy. I'm sorry, but he does. He looks super creepy. And it's one of those things that's like, oh, wait a second. He was over drug court as well. Listen, allegedly, this shooting stemmed from a possible inappropriate relationship with the sheriff's daughter, allegedly. Also, it seems like from what I'm reading, allegedly, the judge had a drug problem. Now, the news has not confirmed this, and you can bet your lucky stars if there's any truth to it, we'll never know from the media. That'll never happen. Best believe they have people that showed up as soon as this shooting happened, cleaning up, behind the scenes, moving in the shadows to remove any evidence that might taint this courthouse or these precious prosecutors or the court system or the building in itself, the sheriff's department. Best believe there are people behind the scenes cleaning this up. If there's any truth to this, we will never know that the judge had a drug problem and or was a pedophile, in my opinion. So what happened was some dude named Kevin Mullins. Let's see here. I'm just going to read you the report. It's easier than me telling it to you. A shooting Thursday at the Letcher County Courthouse involving the county sheriff and the district judge turned fatal. District Judge Kevin Mullins was shot inside the county courthouse. Now, this is in Kentucky. So they did confirm that Mullins was the shooting victim. He passed away. He's deceased. So the sheriff and a judge were in the courthouse talking. They don't know what was said. They don't know if there was an argument. They believe that there was. It's been, 3 days, and they haven't told us. Maybe they'll update this case tomorrow. But it says that Mullins was the district judge of the 47th Judicial District, which presides over Letcher County. He was appointed the position in 2009 by former Governor Steve Beshear. He was elected to the position the following year. He was shot and killed on Thursday. Prior to becoming a judge, he served as an assistant Commonwealth attorney in Letcher County beginning in 2001. He graduated from the University of Kentucky and attended the University of Louisiana. Louis D. Brandeis School of Law as a postgrad student. Mullins was also an advocate for programs that divert people with substance use disorders towards treatment rather than detention. He championed a program in Letcher County that allowed people facing behavioral issues to have their charges dropped in exchange for successful completion of a treatment program. And it's Letcher. I don't know how you say it. I barely speak English. So there's a guy who works in the addiction recovery branch that this judge started. An addiction recovery and harm reduction service provider said that Mullins supported him through his recovery journey. Mullins urged O'Brien to expand the hub into Letcher County to provide justice-involved individuals another nearby option. So it seems like the whole committee grew together with Judge Mullen to make it more accessible for succeed in recovery. He realized that the community had a problem, and he got everybody together and said, let's try not to hide it, let's try to fix it. So I've noticed a theme, though. There's people that are claiming they are from Kentucky coming out and leaving comments on random news posts. Okay, so it'll be a video about this shooting, and then there'll be somebody in the comments saying, I'm from Kentucky. It's known that this judge had a drug problem, allegedly. That's what they're saying. I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you what happened. Wouldn't it be ironic for this judge to be a dirty judge and be over here with the power to lock people up for failing drug tests, and the whole time he's high himself? It happens all the time, you guys. Happens all the time. So it says he was in his office at the courthouse when he was shot, and the sheriff, Mickey Steins, is the accused shooter. Now, I went and looked. He has, his daughter had a page where they would post little videos, and I went and looked. It looked like he has a really close, this Mickey, the sheriff that shot the judge. It seems like it's a very, very close relationship with his daughter. One of the news, the sheriff's department, nobody has said why this has happened yet. They're acting like they know why it happened. But other people are saying it's allegedly because this judge was messing with the sheriff's daughter, who is 17 years old. We don't know if there's any truth to that yet, but I'm here to tell you that if there is, we probably won't never know. Even if they find out, even if the sheriffs find out, they're not going to tell us that, because it's going to pollute their reputation. They're going to try to cover this up at all costs, whatever the argument was. If there's any truth to the judge having a drug problem, if there's any truth to the judge being a pedophile, we'll never know. They'll cover that up. They'll make sure of that. There is far too much violence in this world, and I pray that there is a path for a better tomorrow. This is what the governor wrote on social media on Friday after this incident. Andy Beshear is Beshear. I'm going to run to Reddit. Maybe if my computer works. Hold on. So looks like there was a lawsuit going on in town. It says that Sean Steins was deposed in a lawsuit on Monday, September 16th. The lawsuit alleged the sheriff failed to investigate one of his deputies who sexually abused a woman in Kentucky District Judge Mullins' chambers. Mullins had served as district court judge, blah, 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 since 2009. Hold on. There's a news article attached. God, this guy's so creepy. I don't know, you guys. He's creepy to me. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know. Is it the eyebrows? Is it the... face? I don't know. Oh, I'll never listen to that guy again after what they done to Trump. What an asshole. They're saying they're looking for a motive. Hold on, let me see if there's a picture of the judge. There he is. I don't know, man. I guess I just see the world different. So there's the sheriff that was arrested. So it says that he was gunned down in his chambers. A 911 caller reported shots being fired inside the courthouse, and responders found Mullins, 54, with multiple gunshot wounds. Steins, who was 43, allegedly shot Mullins following an argument inside the courthouse. The Kentucky State Police officials have not determined if Steins used his duty weapon. He was taken into custody without incident. I'm telling you, this guy looks creepy, y'all. Where's the sound? Oh, crap.
The motive still unclear.
There was an argument between the two that led up, but what exactly transpired prior to the shot?
God, that don't sound like that should be coming out of his mouth, does it?
The sheriff, a former bailiff in the judge's courtroom.
Mickey and Kevin were really close and good friends. I never saw any hostilities between them.
Just 3 days before the shooting, the sheriff deposed in a federal lawsuit a former inmate accusing him of to adequately train and supervise a deputy who sexually abused her in 2021 judge's chamber. The complaint does not allege the judge was aware or did anything wrong. The county's prosecutor recusing his office from the case, saying the judge was a former brother whom his children called Unky.
I always thought he was very witty. He was fun to be around outside of court.
And the judge leaves behind a wife and 2 children. In the meantime, David, a spokesperson for state police tells me they do have the deadly incident. This investigation continues. David.
So they do have video. I wonder if we'll ever get to see it. Not if it has any evidence that they don't want getting on it. We won't. We won't.
Now to the fatal shooting of a Kentucky judge.
Shush it. Literally tells you nothing. So it says some guy named Butler who worked at the sheriff's department. Butler and Mullins were formerly brother-in-laws when they were married to a pair of sisters. Quote, his daughters are my nieces, my 2 oldest kids are his nieces, and my nephew. As a brother-in-law, I will never forget how kind he was to children. And when the judge was a prosecutor and Butler was a public defender, they faced court, but always stayed friends outside of court. That's how they are. People think that just because that prosecutor and that defense attorney is going to be in a case with that prosecutor that they hate each other. That's not the case. They're actually friends. They all hang out of work. They all shoot the shit and talk about cases. I'm talking about the Department of Health and Human Services. They're all buddies with the people at the prosecutor's office. And the prosecutor's office is all buddy with the people at the sheriff's office. And all of those government agencies, they all know each other. Especially in small towns. So it says, it's not telling me anything that we need to know. I'm not trying to be heartless. I don't need to know the family history. I want to know the history of the judge. I want to know what he was doing. So it sounds like he was a narcotics judge. I mean, he basically worked mainly drug cases. It looks like that's all that was going before him was... It says... Hold on one second. If the allegations against the judge are true, then the only thing the sheriff did wrong was that he didn't put the feet straight to a wood chipper. So, let me go figure out what these people are talking about, because I'm at the bottom. So it just says, I heard the judge was sleeping with the sheriff's underage daughter, but that's total hearsay. Someone asked, what is going on in Kentucky? And another person answered that lives in Kentucky, quote, mental illness, drugs, generational trauma, lack of value for education, sense of entitlement due to perceived disenfranchisement. Somebody said, I've only been here months, but honestly, I've been like, what the fuck kind of place is this? I thought Kentucky was like the country, y'all. I thought like Lexington was just like the sticks, peaceful like North Carolina. They said that town only has like 1,700 residents or something, I think. It's a super small town. Ooh. Okay, this alternate bird 8445. I wish I knew. So this person says, I mean, he was murdered in his own workplace where his own chambers were used to R-word women with threats of jail. In all seriousness, every public building in this asshole country needs to be burned down, and every law enforcement officer needs to be... Wow. Somebody's angry. You are angry. I thought you were going to say something good. So this person is alleging that this judge was, and now I did hear something else. Somebody said there was a court case. There was a lawsuit about a girl that felt like she was R-worded in the chambers. Was he part of that? That's what I'm wondering. It was a sheriff that supposedly R-worded a girl in a chamber. That was the lawsuit that we just heard about. Hold on one second. I can't think. So it says, Kentucky sheriff who shot judge angry in deposition. Kentucky judge shot Thursday, arrested at scene. Sheriff Sean Steins faced civil lawsuit over subordinates abuse. Suit alleges crimes happened in the judge's chambers. Y'all, this sounds like the judge was dirty as hell. How does that happen in your chambers and you don't know it's happening? Come on, man. That's like if you have an office at work, you're going to know what's going on in your office. Even if it's a cubicle, you're going to know if somebody's in your space. Like, sorry, I've got to get rid of the pop-ups. That's nicotine. So it says, as the rural community processes the incident, more details emerge about Stein's ongoing legal battles and his disposition in the days leading up to the shooting. I'm done. Steins faces a civil lawsuit filed by lawyer Ned Pillersdorf. Jesus Christ. You couldn't just call him Lee. Pillersdorf. Alleging he ignored one of his subordinates' sexual abuse towards women on house arrest. I'm so confused. So that's somebody that was like, okay, so it's somebody that was on house arrest. But why is the sheriff? That should go to probation and parole. Unless there is no probation and parole because their town is so little, so the sheriff oversees all probation and people on parole. Still, like... So the sheriff faces a civil suit alleging he ignored one of his subordinates' sexual abuse towards women on house arrest. So it sounds... This was such a small... Let's just Google. L-E-C. Probation and parole. So they do have a probation and parole. Then why was it up to him? I don't understand why it would be up to him. It would, I mean, whatever. Anyways, the suit accuses Steins of, quote, deliberately So it says that he failed to adequately train and supervise Deputy Ben Fields. So they're saying that he didn't supervise this guy, and it was his fault that because this guy wasn't supervised, this guy wasn't trained, that it led to a woman being assaulted. I am so confused, but if somebody gets it, please let me know. None of their story is making sense, but whatever. It's their story. I'm going to let them tell it. Quote, in return for not reporting them for violating terms of their probation, they would give sexual favors. Oh my God, y'all go in jail. Fields did that to approximately 3 women. Oh my God. What the hell? Wow, you're borrowing and trading for freedom over here. That's so illegal. Not once again, remember, it's illegal to try to coerce someone into doing something illegal, but also it's then even more illegal to then punish them because they refuse to do something illegal. So these, I feel bad for these. I mean, whether or not they were willing to do it, it sounds like they did it, and I don't know. Wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Whether they were willing to do it or not, it's wrong. He's in a place of power, and this is so wrong. I have never had probation and parole ever. Thank God. Thank God. Because I done told y'all I'm biting it off. I'm biting it off. Ah! You thought this was a game. Oh, God. That's probably why, though. They know I'm not the one to play with. So it says the tie-in to Judge Mullins is, according to the plaintiff, the second encounters occurred in the judge's chambers. Later clarifying that at least one sexual encounter happened in the chambers itself and another one in its bathroom. Like, have you no class? Y'all, damn, a bathroom? Like, I've been down, but not that bad, okay? Earlier this year, Fields left the department, pleaded guilty to rape among other counts, and was sentenced to 6 months in jail, followed by 6.5 years on probation. Judge in that case was not Mullins, but rather a judge from nearby Pike County. When asked if the civil suit has anything to do with Thursday's incident, the judge getting shot and killed by the sheriff, or whether Judge Mullins knew about the abuse in his chambers, the attorney said that there was no way to know right now. Pure speculation. I don't know whether the lawsuit we filed had anything to do with the bizarre encounter and shocking killing. Y'all, he don't look creepy to y'all. Lie to me. Lie. Go ahead and lie. He don't look creepy at all. Just a little bit. Just like on the creepy scale, like a 1 out of 10. I don't know. Just say. I gave him a 1 out of 10. I was nice. He just looks off. Robe don't fool me, man. Them dopey eyes. I don't know, man. Allegedly, though, it was no secret that he had a drug problem. Allegedly, he was messing with the sheriff's 17-year-old daughter. And allegedly, he had messed with the sheriff's wife. So, if any of that is true, it's understandable. I mean, I'm not saying it's right. It's absolutely wrong for the sheriff to walk in there and shoot him. But this is not a game. If any of the allegations are true, that makes this guy a super weirdo. But not only that, when you're out here toying with people's lives, just know that those actions can hurt people's feelings. And you start messing with people's children and wives, And you're going to see a certain side of people that you're going to wish that you never saw. I don't know what happened. Right now it looks like that it's just a bunch of speculation online. We might not ever know what happened. If it's anything like the one I'm from, we'll never know what happened. They'll sweep it under the rug. 3 months from now, we'll be like, I wonder what happened. Never mind. You know, it says the only thing that is known is that there's been 2 sets of allegations against the former deputy sheriff sexually assaulting women in the judge's chambers. And somebody said not just accusations, got 7 years in January. Then another person replied he received 6 months and 6.5 years on conditional release parole. Why wasn't he in prison? The sheriff wasn't the one convicted. It was the former deputy who wasn't involved in the shooting of the judge. Yes, it was a third party that was not involved in the actual killing of the judge. And this, I don't know. This lawsuit was in action before the judge got killed. So crazy. Hold on. So this supposedly came from an attorney in the area. Story goes that the judge was sleeping with the sheriff's daughter, age 17. The sheriff found out, walked into the courthouse with his gun, walked right into his chambers and emptied the whole mag and casually walked away. Also heard he handed the weapon to someone else as he walked out. It's all alleged. It said the two had eaten lunch together with employees of the court system earlier that day. The shooting occurred around 2:43 p.m. Thursday. Police were dispatched at 2:58. Steins left the office and surrendered to police. He was in custody within 15 minutes of the initial call. He has been charged with first-degree murder. Oh my fucking God, y'all. I miss everything. He liked to just hit that fucking car. Oh my God, you guys. They like to just hit that lady head on right there. With a kid in the car. He liked to just, y'all. First of all, there was some little old man. Did y'all see the little old car right there pulling off? He's got a freaking baby in the front seat, like a maybe 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old. The Eden Police Department fucking flies behind me, and then he almost hits that car. When I looked over, I heard the siren right beside me. I'm like, shit, what is going on? He almost freaking drove right into that little car with that kid in it. These assholes out here, man, they ain't paying no attention. They don't care. All he cares about is that damn call, getting his lights on, and being able to get up to speed so he can go badass for 5 minutes till he finds the son of a bitch. You almost just killed people. And I couldn't get my camera around fast enough. All you care about, not paying no damn attention. Sheriff's Department. Go figure. Go figure. They just own the damn road, don't they? Asshole. Baby in the car. That little old man sat there for a second. It's probably his grandson. Probably went and got a Happy Meal. And he was pulling through these parking spots, go through like behind me. And the cop was coming around this way. So the cop's coming around behind me, and the little old man's coming beside me, and they almost met in the middle. Damn cop had to reverse it and go around the car. Lord, I mean my business, bro. I'm gonna pull the sheriff out of a car and be like, did you not see that kid? Are you blind? So somebody said, danger just 20 hours ago, the best thing the sheriff can do now is keep his mouth shut, get a jury trial, call the judge a child molester, and stand on hope. Wow. Quote, this was the last thing posted on here. It says, quote, he, quote, R-worded the sheriff's daughter. That seems to be the only narrative that's being thrown out there. It says, he says what sounds credible is that the sheriff had been deposed earlier the week regarding a case where the deputy was working for the sheriff and the deputy had attacked this woman. Yes, but how does that bring the judge in? That wasn't the judge presiding over the case. It just happened in the judge's chambers. Y'all, we're probably never going to know. It don't make sense. Their whole story don't make sense. So it says that, a small Kentucky town is still reeling after the longtime sheriff was accused of shooting and killing a judge at the courthouse on September 19th in an act of shocking violence that's left many questions unanswered. State police said Sheriff Sean Steins, 43, killed the district judge Kevin Mullins, 54, after an argument in the judge's chambers. Steins turned himself in and was arrested at the scene. Hold on, wait a second. Which is it? Because it, turning himself in would be their time. It says Steins turned himself in, was arrested at the scene, and faces first degree. That's not... Y'all, who wants to tell him? He was arrested at the scene and faces first-degree murder charges. The motive for the shooting remains unclear, leaving the town of Whiteburg with a population of 1,711 people wondering what happened between the two elected officials. The community is small in nature, and we're all shocked. We don't know what an argument between the two led up to this, or why this transpired. They said they're still trying to figure out. It says that Steins, the sheriff, who had been there for years, was a beloved longtime member of the community and everybody's wondering what could have led him to do this. They had both been friends for years and worked at the county courthouse together for more than a decade. What did I tell y'all? They're so close that they be having cookouts and family get-togethers, okay? I don't know. Whatever happened to going to work and leaving your work at work? When I'm working somewhere, I can see you at work, and then when I get home, I need you off my mind, okay? I'd be damned if I'm meeting up with you on my time off to hang out, okay? I don't care. It ain't happening. So it says Steins, the sheriff, was recently deposed from a federal investigation involving a former deputy who pled to R-wording and coercing women in the courthouse. Ben Fields, the former deputy, was sentenced to 6 months in jail, nearly 7 years probation, a plea deal. He was fired in 2022 as the allegations were going through court. So this lawsuit that was pending had been going on for a while before the sheriff shot the judge. The woman at the center of the case, in addition to the estate of a second woman who made similar allegations against Field when she was alive, but has since died, sued for not appropriately investigating the allegations. Oh, now it's coming together. So this woman sued the sheriff because the sheriff did not train his deputies, and it led these women being assaulted. Now I get it. I didn't understand. A defense attorney for Steins in the lawsuit said that he, quote, at the time acted in good faith and exercised reasonable care and skill in officiating his duties as required by law. On September 16th, 3 days before the shootings, Steins was deposed in the case. So there was a circuit court clerk who was around at the time of this shooting in the courthouse, and he said that the judge had just had with the sheriff right before the shooting. So they were eating together, shooting the shit together. It doesn't make sense at all how he just snapped like that. I mean, it sounds like they've charged him with first-degree murder, so that means that there's intention there. That means that they can prove that he intentionally did this, and he had the motive and the means, and he was dead set on killing that judge. That's what first degree. They prove intent. So, I wonder what they know that we don't. Probably a lot that they're not going to tell us. People close to Stein said that the alleged shooting was out of character, and shocked to hear that the accusations that he murdered Mullins. A lot of people were saying the sheriff was a good dude. They can't understand why he did this. This is weird. So it says, Bill and Josephine Richardson, a couple who have lived in the town for more than 50 years, told the Louisville Journal that Steins was well liked in the community, and two people they spoke to said that he was not real self earlier in the week before the shooting. Was that because of him going through this deposition and him dealing with this lawsuit, or could it be that he was on drugs too, just like allegedly the judge was? I don't know, but keep that in mind, because every time I hear somebody say, oh, they weren't acting like themselves, they were acting completely different, I'm like, oh, was there drugs involved? That's it. That's all we know. I mean, you would think that they would address the issues when it comes to the allegations, but of course they're not. They're not gonna do it. Y'all, so I ran across this article. I haven't read this yet, but this is pretty crazy. So this guy down in Granville, Vermont, he was charged with triple homicide yesterday. It says a Granville man has been arrested in the killing of his father, stepmother, and stepbrother in Vermont. Brian Crossman Jr., 23, is charged with 3 counts aggravated murder in the fatal shooting of his father, 46-year-old Brian Crossman Sr., his mother, 40-year-old Erica Paul Crossman, and his 13-year-old stepbrother, Colin Taft. Vermont State Police said the killings happened early in the morning of Sunday, September 15th, in the family home on Vermont Route 133. Crossman Sr. shared the home with his wife and stepson. Investigators obtained significant evidence. Trying to get that son out of the way. They obtained significant evidence tying Crossman Jr. to the killings, including a digital footprint, statements, injuries, and innards. Jesus Christ. It says injuries. So I'm wondering if he obtained injuries when he was trying to kill his whole family. The 27-page affidavit outlines the sequence of events that led to police charging Crossman Jr. Crossman called Vermont State Police around 3:52 a.m. to report that he located 3 of his family members on the floor with apparent gunshot wounds. Crossman was spending the weekend with his father, stepmother, and stepbrother, while his mother and stepfather, who lived in Granville, were out of town. Crossman told investors that he had gone for a walk around midnight, which he claimed is something he likes to do for hours on end. I'm going to call BS on that. I've seen him. He returned to see the bodies. So he said he went out for a walk and he come back and his whole family dead. This is what you're going to, this is what you're going with? A 12-gauge shotgun was used in the killing of Crossman Sr. and he killed him with a shotgun, bro. Like, yo. Thousands of pieces of metal. Just literally probably one of the most painful ways to die when it comes to a gun. Like, it's horrible. It'll blow you to shreds. I mean, it's just horrible. I mean, it's gruesome as hell and really messed up. So Crossman, so the father, grandmother, told the police that he was starting to have a troubled relationship. Okay, So the grandmother told police that the boy was starting to have problems with the because of his mental health and learning disabilities. The suspect had trouble fitting and did not have any friends or socialize with anyone. So at 4:35 a.m., he texted his mother and said something about, his name's Brian. Brian texted his mother and said something bad's happened. And that he was being questioned by law enforcement. The mother said that she had sought treatment from multiple psychiatric doctors and sought inpatient treatment at mental health rehab facilities for him. She went on to say that his behavior was becoming more erratic. He was talking to himself as if he were having a conversation in his mind. He was not on any medication, and he did drink alcohol occasionally and was believed to be smoking marijuana. As he got older, she said that Brian began to resist his father and that he would be talking back to his father. Police said that he also texted and sent a Facebook message to other family members early Sunday morning that he was, quote, not doing well and his dad is dead and that people can't fix this. Sounds like an admission of guilt to me. Another relative said that Brian has shown interest in death and had tortured frogs and kittens in the past. What? Y'all, why do they keep slipping through the cracks? The whole family is talking about how this unhinged. Torturing animals? That is psychopathic behavior. In another incident, he would sit on the porch of his residence in Granville and make a gun gesture with his hand and shout bang at passing cars. I mean, you know, kids will be kids, but like torturing animals, bro, like, come on. So Brian was at the Glenfield's hospital late Sunday night with his stepfather and mother. Investigators heard Brian ask if the investigation had any camera footage. His mother said she did not know one way or the other. His response was, quote, if did, I probably wouldn't be here. So this is while he was so they took the hospital after the shooting to get him evaluated, and his mother and stepfather showed up, the ones that were still alive, not the ones he killed, of course, but it sounds like he's acknowledging that he's guilty. He was overheard by investigators talking to his mother, asking if there was surveillance footage, and she says, I don't know. And he says, if there was, I probably wouldn't be here, stating that they would have looked him up. He was admitted to the mental health unit. Investigators were able to track cell phone records that contradicted his claim of going out for a walk, as well as headphones that were found in his room. If he had been wearing them going for a walk and back, there would have been blood. There would have been some blood on them. Hold on. If he had been wearing them going for a walk and came back, there would have been some blood on them. He also changed clothes. And there was blood found on the original set of clothes that were found in the residence. So the clothes that he used during the murder, they found. He had changed clothes and washed himself up like nothing had happened. Like he wasn't the one that just killed all three of his parents. Or his stepmother, father, and stepbrother, who was only 13, with a shotgun. He had an injury to his right shoulder from the recoil of the gun. There was also multiple footprints of his in the dining area in blood. Jesus, I want to read the affidavit. So you can see the whole thing through channel 13. You can see the whole affidavit and all of the court papers from where, oh my God, y'all. That was his second set of clips. Remember, he took them off when he initially he changed clothes after he fired the shot. That was their property. So sad. So you kill your dad because you're arguing with him or mad that things are not going your way, so you kill your parents. Like, that's so crazy to me. So messed up. Why do y'all think that judge killed the sheriff killed the judge? I think something was going on. I just know that these small towns, it's just so much easier. They run on the good old boys system. They still don't have a motive. Y'all, did y'all see Oprah and Kamala Harris? Did y'all see that? Oh my God. Y'all, it's bad. It's just so cringe. Like, so cringe. I was going to post pieces of it, but it literally gives me a headache so bad that I can't. Watching it once was more than enough. You know what I mean? Like, let's see if I can find a snippet. So they had a live event on the Oprah show for the supporters of Kamala. It happened last week. Let's see if I can skip to it. It's just so bad. Let's hope that this is it. Yeah. Where is she at?
And it suggests, which is that the measure of the strength of a leader based on who you beat down. Come on. The real measure of strength of a leader is on who you lift up. And it's important.
Oh, God.
Absolutely. You know, ever since the debate, we feel for our fellow citizens in Springfield. Do you not think about the fellow?
Oh, really?
In Springfield,
Oh, God.
The Haitian families.
I'm gonna shut up.
The non-Haitian families, everybody having to deal with this lie that has...
It's not a lie. We have pictures.
All over the country here. So I don't need to tell the folks who are watching this what fentanyl has done to families.
Is she for real right
In our
now?
country, and the need to seriously stemming the flow coming into our country and addressing that extraordinary and tragic issue in terms of its
She literally is the epitome of full of it. It is because of her that fentanyl is so bad. Not only that, it's because of Democratic policies that fentanyl is so bad. Look at freaking Portland. Like, they're just so full of it, man. I mean, it's just crazy. It's gotten 10 times worse as the border is open.
And it would have been part of the solution. And Donald Trump
Don't answer, stupid people.
and said, don't put that bill on the floor for a vote. He blocked the bill, and you know why? Because he'd prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem.
Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. Y'all have had 4 years to fix these problems. Y'all have made them worse so you can line your dirty ass pockets.
Personal political security before border security. Because understand, even in the months, what that bill would have done to give support to folks who care about this issue. And this again gets to the point about what does leadership really look like? And is it about you or is it about the people? Right. Is it about running on problems or fixing problems? My My career has always been about saying, let's fix problems. Let's address the needs, because we know it's within our capacity to do that.
So to answer Justin's question, now that that bill has gone and hasn't passed, will you reintroduce that?
Absolutely, and when I am...
Oh, bullshit. She's so full of it, y'all.
I will make sure that bill gets my desk and I will sign it in.
Oh, and you had 4 years.
So that we could save money and ultimately buy a home, because that's what we thought the American dream was, to get and buy a home and have a baby. And now here we are, and our mortgage is...
What's talking to her? She don't want your family to thrive.
My sister...
She wants your children to end up not being able to reproduce. Why are you talking to her? She's not for the families. She is a piece of crap. I can't. It's so cringe. I literally can't watch it because they're that dumb. I mean, it literally hurts my psyche. I can't even put it into words. Like, it's painful. It's absolutely painful to see where we're at as a nation, to see what's happened to this country. And then to see Oprah. I mean, we all know that she's the devil. If you don't, let me tell you, Oprah is a horrible person. You know, while Maui was burning to the ground, Oprah was buying land, okay, in Maui. So, yeah, she doesn't about people either. She takes advantage of people when they're at their lowest of lows, trying to get them to hand over their damn hard-earned land, okay, that they've been living on for decades. So sad. So sad. I hope that y'all saw some of the clips from... I gotta run into the restroom before I leave. Hope y'all saw some of the clips from Ohio residents. I posted like 5 or 6 shorts. Nick Johnson is his name. We love Nick channel. He actually flew to Springfield and talked to actual residents. And not only that, he sat down with their Republican... She's running. It's a lady. She's running for like office in that city, and she talks about the economic issues that they're having there, and she's a city official, but of course not a Democrat. That's why she's telling the truth. There's one dude, it's so crazy because they're interviewing this dude and they're standing, so it's a couple. It's a man who has a beard. You'll see him. He's got the hat on that says support local. It says like support local business or support blue collar workers. That's what it says. You can go see the short that I'm talking about. He says not only have his property taxes doubled, it was 50%. They went up 50% because of the immigration, because of people, close to 20,000 immigrants being placed in Ohio. So apparently this issue started like 3 years ago. It was right after it, all of a sudden, around 10,000 Haitians just ended up in Springfield. And it's slowly but surely gotten up to 20,000 in the past 3 years. They go and they talk to residents, and this one guy says that not only did his property taxes go up 50%, but also people are being rent, like they can't. So the rent, what is happening is that people can't afford the rent because the rent is being raised because they know that the government will pay the rent there. If they get an immigrant in there, then they know that that's guaranteed money. So what happens is they renovate the place and they raise the rent. They might do a couple of modifications. They get it fixed up to where it's livable. They raise the rent, and what it does is it takes Americans. There's no houses. We're already in a housing shortage. People are having a hard time trying to find a house. And then their landlord comes to them after 30 years and says, oh, by the way, if you want to renew that lease, we can renew the lease, but your rent's going to go up $300-400. A lot of people can't do that. They're on a fixed income. They don't make enough money. So the next thing you know, they're living out of a car. There's one guy that that's what happened to him. All of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, they're raising the rent just because they can. But also, there was another guy that said that there was all of these houses that were like in immigrants. They're like, yeah, there's Haitians that live down the road and they have Lexuses and Cadillacs and da-da-da-da-da. And Nick says, no way. How can you afford a $110,000 Lexus? And the guy says, that's what I'm saying. You tell me. How is this even possible? And as soon as they were talking about it, dude rolls by in the Lexus. They're like, oh, there he is. And the camera pans around and they're like, no way. And Nick asked, he said, so that guy's a Haitian? And they said, yes. They said, brand new $110,000 Lexus rolling around. There's other people, and Nick has several videos. He filmed stuff. I think he was in Springfield for 2 or 3 days, and he filmed so many incidents with so many different people. His name is Nick Johnson. I think he's got about 1 million followers. That video has 2 million. I think it has 2 million views on it in less than 2 days. I could be wrong about that. It might have been 1.5 million. Anyways, there's other residents that work at the local grocery stores, right? They said that there'll be receipts. Like when you have an EBT, it has your remaining balance at the bottom of the receipt. He says that these people said that they work at the grocery store and they can see the receipt and it'll have like $20,000 to $30,000 in EBT cash. So there's a difference between EBT food and EBT cash. EBT cash, you can withdraw that cash. You can use it on whatever you want. You can pull, it's just like regular cash, honey. It's just like regular cash. You pull it out, use it on whatever you want. And there are Haitians. One lady said she saw 13,000 on one person's card. Another woman said she saw upwards of 20,000 on another person's card. You start doing the math on that. Hypothetically, let's just say every family got $5,000 a piece, and we know that they're getting more than that. But let's just say every family got $5,000 a piece and 20,000 immigrants. Start doing the math on that, you guys. That's why we're suffering. That's why inflation is fucking peaking. They're paying people for their votes. That's what they're doing. They're paying people for their votes. They're saying, come here, we'll give you a life. These people in Springfield are talking about how nicely dressed these immigrants are. They're like, but we thought you were running from persecution. We thought you were running from being killed. We thought that your country was starving you. You come here and you're dressed nicer than Americans. Riding around in $100,000 Lexuses. It is more than true, and I've already told you where to go find the information, but you won't because you're a troll. I gotta find something for dinner. I don't know what I want, and I still ain't went and showered. I guess I need to do that. Shit. I forgot. I got to run in my mouth. I forgot. I need to wash my ass before the gym closes. They close at 7, so it's fine. So they're talking about, so the difference between an EBT cash and EBT food stamps, if you got an EBT card, you go into the grocery store, EBT food, you can only buy food products. You can't buy beer, you can't buy anything, and you can't get that EBT food and turn it into cash. It's impossible unless you're doing some illegal shit. Oh. That you ain't supposed to be doing. But what I'm saying is that you can't just withdraw money off of that EBT food. The EBT cash, you can. The difference is the EBT cash works just like regular cash. It is cash. You withdraw it and go pay your power bill. Withdraw it, go pay your water bill. See, they're putting money on the EBT cash and in the EBT food. There was people in some of Nick's videos, he says that there's multiple people that have talked about these receipts that they get when they go shopping. So what happens is like me, I'll go in, I'll get me a box of protein, I'll go to the register, I'll pay for it. When I get my receipt, it'll have the remaining balance on the bottom of the EBT receipt. It'll be on the store receipt from Walmart or the page from CVS. You know they like to give you a damn book when you get their receipts. So it'll be on that page and it'll say remaining balance, EBT cash, EBT food. And there's people that work in the markets in Springfield and they've been seeing them receipts. And they got thousands of dollars. And I'm not talking about 1,000, 2,000. We're talking about 13 to 30 grand. Those are specific numbers. Very specific. I mean, it's crazy to think. But also, they talk about Nick. He's also highlighted on his channel how these people are coming here. And then they go to the check cashing services. And you can't even go to the check cashing service to get your payroll check cash because the Haitians are out the door sending money back to Haiti. How are they able to do that if they're running from volatile, horrible situations? How you got money to send home? I ain't even got money to eat. How you got money to send home? Testing the waters. They're testing the waters. They're testing the waters. All right, I'm at Planet Fitness. I'm about to shower. Turn my phone on. Yo. I've not felt the best for like 3 days. One minute I feel great, and then the next minute I'm like, ugh, I could pass out. It's like the heat. It's been so hot. September, October. Okay, so it's going to get cool next month, finally. September wasn't as hot when I was a kid. Y'all remember? We used to have to wear sweaters in September to school sometimes early in the mornings. It's damn hot as hell. 8 o'clock, sun comes up. As soon as the sun is peeking over the horizon, honey, it's an oven in here, and I'm burning up. I tried this trail mix. It was really good. It's really good. I do like it. I would get it again. All right, I'm going to wash my ass and tan. We'll get ready for bed in a little while. I hope y'all have a good afternoon. Go wash your butt. Get some food. I gotta find me some food. We gotta eat something because I'm hungry. I'm definitely gonna need to eat something. The last thing we had was trail mix, but sheriff done snapped. Some boy done damn Vermont done snapped. Everybody's killing each other.